Okay, it is 6:00 p.m. on Tuesday, April 23rd, 2024. We'll call the Common Council meeting to order. I want to bring on up Isabella and Eduardo. Come on up to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Okay. Yep. Yeah, just a little bit closer. There you go. And if you'll lead us, then we will start when you start, okay?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Thank you both. Isabella, you're in what, third grade? Eduardo's in first grade. So thanks for joining us tonight. Thanks for your family being here too.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Okay, roll call, please.
Middleton.
Here.
Varga.
Here.
Romano.
Present.
Weagold.
Here.
Robinson.
Here.
In front of you are the minutes from our last meeting on April 9th. Any changes or corrections? I did see one, which is the way in which the Pell study is spelled under my report, but besides that, were there any other changes or corrections? Okay, hearing none, can I have a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
Motion by Jennifer, second by Leslie. Further discussion? All those in favor show by the usual sign. Leslie, Tad, Jennifer approve.
I abstain.
Abstain.
And Jenny and Dan abstain. Next up, I'll call up Chief Parrott to come on up for the next item on the agenda.
I'd like to call up Deputy Chief Anderson, Patrol Officer Mike Thomas. So the mayor asked me before we even started, "Are you gonna be able to hold it together?" I said, "Probably not." It's kind of like Papa Bear. I'm proud of these guys and the things that they do on a day-to-day basis.
Amen.
They're the guys that the boots hit the road, so I'm really proud of these guys. Nick doesn't even know why he's here.
He kind of figured it out. I asked him, I said, are you a good cop? Can you take a couple clues?
Right. So Nick's here for a life-saving award. As again, I said, I'm proud of these guys. Mr. Bartlett's here. He is the husband to the Luella, which is the person that Nick gave CPR to, and they administered a shock, but I'll read this. Columbia City Police Department presents this life-saving award to Nicholas Thomas for his initiative, alertness on March 2nd, 2024 in case number 24CC 02699. We would like to commend Officer Thomas for his actions. His actions were vital in saving the life of Luella Bartlett. And Mr. Bartlett gave me permission to use her name, so thank you for that. And thank you for being here.
Thank you.
By initiating CPR, working with Deputy Wayne Smith to administer an AED where a shock was advised and completed. He then continued CPR until the fire department and paramedics arrived. Officer Thomas's quick thinking and actions were indicative of a level of professionalism which brings honor, integrity to himself and the Columbia City Police Department. Great work. Keep it up.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Proud of you. Proud of you.
Don't mind.
To me, that's what it's about. Protect and serve, and you serve that day. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. They don't give you guys enough credit. In other states, they're saying defund the police, but I say refund the police. The criminals want to defund the police. We want to refund them because they put their lives every day on the line. And they do. They're the first ones to a fire, the first ones to drowning, the first ones to deliver birth in car crashes, they don't get enough respect. I wish I could do more.
Well, thank you. We appreciate you at least being here, and I know our officers, I know they care deeply about the community and about every citizen.
sure do.
Including your wife. So,
Yep. Better than Fort Wayne.
Mr. Bartlett?
Yeah.
She's expected to have a pretty full recovery. It's gonna take
Yeah.
some time, but full
Yeah.
recovery, correct?
Yeah,
That's awesome. That's awesome.
that's what I say. Home cooked meals.
Well, thank you. Thank you guys all for being here. Congratulations. So with that,
You guys are free to go.
yeah. Thanks, guys. for
Unless you
being
want to
here.
stick around up here. Thanks, Emily. Thanks for keeping it a secret for 3 weeks.
It was hard.
Department head reports, Sean.
All right. All right, so I did have a meeting with our SCADA engineer from Intrust. We're looking at automation, so our transmission lines can self-heal themselves. We talked about this in the construction process when we did our 69 kV conversion. We added these pieces to it. We have the difficult part down, or done. Now we just need to do the programming and things like that. That bid came back a lot higher than we expected. It was over 90,000. So it turns out we were paying for some things we weren't going to use and things like that. So we're working on a new quote on that. Should be back in a couple of weeks. We're still working out on Bear Road. We started at the beginning of the road. We're going all the way to the end of our lines, replacing every pole on that road. We're down under 5 poles left to go on that. The mayor and I will be flying to DC on Monday, so I'll let you know more about that. We should begin stump grinding next week. We were supposed to begin this week, but with the weather next week didn't look much better. But we will be starting it soon. We're still working on Morse's Road. We have to bury power to a cabin 680 feet in the middle of the woods. So some gentlemen had to pay to have that bored in, and we had to do some digging and things like that. We're going to take this opportunity to go ahead and bury our distribution lines all the way from State Road 109 behind the old clubhouse, Crooked Lake Golf Course. So all of that will be completely underground at that point. So that's going to help a lot with outages and overtime, driving all the way out there for outages from squirrels and tree limbs. We did unfortunately lose a lineman this week that is put us 2 weeks in. He's going to go to local RMC, make significantly more money. So we'll deal with how we're going to replace him in the coming weeks. The thing that I forgot in the last meeting from the Board of Works was we did get our fiber fusing equipment in, and we did get trained on that this week. We actually had our first successful splice in the field and actually fixed our loop this week, which is awesome. Brad Wygen's working on that with myself, so that's awesome that we can do that now. But one thing we're going to run short on is equipment, and so what I'm working on now is possibly taking one of our trucks that we used to use for meter reading and things like that, and possibly eliminating that from the fleet and hanging on to one of the bucket trucks we replaced. It's a small bucket truck, which is nice for getting up to that fiber. So still haven't got the details worked out on that, but I'll be working on that. Other than that,
Questions of Sean? Thank you. Terry?
We're still waiting on some fiber to come in on 2 projects we're trying to complete. Hopefully it'll be in the next couple of weeks. We're also moving to our new surf control circuits today and tomorrow. Hopefully have that completed, so we'll have some more bandwidth on our secondary line and also our public Wi-Fi. And I want to thank Sean for dealing with surf today and talking to them, and they're going to honor what they said. They'd give us 1 line for free. So we have 2 lines we're paying for. Hopefully we'll only be paying for 1.
Questions of Terry? Thank you. Kelly?
The street department side of our job is concrete. Jason Wells is leading our crew on a sidewalk replacement down on South Chauncey Street, where the stormwater department put a line in and removed the sidewalk, and we're currently pouring that back. Hopefully we get a pour tomorrow, 10 yards, maybe another 10 yards on Thursday, and Friday doesn't look good right now, but and Jason's off next week, so we'll be doing some dirt work on the sidewalk that is installed in that area. And the sewer side of our department, we're doing some jetting, cleaning, televising. We did a nozzle demonstration on last Wednesday. We have a couple nozzles we're going to buy that hopefully will help us with removing roots out of the sewer mains. We're currently working on getting a new computer in the camera truck and some software with Granite. So that's going through Brown Equipment queues, and I'd mentioned to the mayor and Jennifer that Brown Equipment also is looking at doing some work potentially on the Santa House. They're looking at making that safer. But we won't know until we get some numbers back from them. That's it.
Questions of Kelly? Thank you, Matt.
We got in full swing this weekend with on turf tournament, this first one of the season. Everything went well. All of our pool equipment has come in. We're still waiting for the soft play, which is the pads on the side where the logs go, where the rope walk is, if you will, and then the logs themselves. So hopefully those will be in soon. Police training facility roof is now finally finished, so police can come in and get their training gear back in there without it being wet. We've got all the shade structures that we can get up at the quad because of the new lights. We don't know how we're gonna have to have them cut and refit around the new lights that were put up around Field 3. Lear came in on Saturday and did a day of cleanup. It was for Earth Day, and we're starting to get the splash pad around so it opens up at the same time as the pool. Speaking of the pool, we had our pool manager hand in his 2 weeks this Monday, and so he set us up very well. He's got most of June, scheduled out, and everybody hired. We don't have to do that. So we're going to divide and conquer and get through the season and see where that leads us.
Question to Matt? Thank you. Gary?
All right, we had written and physical agility testing this Saturday. We had 21 applications, 15 showed up, 6 failed the physical agility, 3 failed the written, leaving 6 for the formal interviews for tomorrow. 1 has since gotten some legal trouble, and so we're down to 5. A little disappointing, but for 3 spots, so we'll see what happens. Shane and the shift leads completed their leadership training. It was a 6-day training. Shane and several of the shift leads also said it was a great learning experience, and they brought back some good things from it. First Friday in Farmers Market is opening up the first weekend in May, so looking forward and gearing up for that.
Questions of Gary? Thank you. Jackson, come on up. You set a precedent, so now we got
I'm Jackson Shipman. I'm a junior at Eagle Tech Academy. I am a member of the Mayor's Youth Council, and this is my second year being on the council. Last month, our service project was to go to Coessie and Northern Heights and present to the 5th graders about federal government so they kind of get a better understanding of it. And then we ate at Big G's, and then we canceled our youth forum that we were going to have at the high school due to lack of attendance from other schools.
Questions, Jackson? Thank you, sir. Marcia?
Nothing.
Rosie?
Nothing.
Okay, got a lot of department head reports, department heads that are not here, so For Tom, for the fire department, the mechanic fixed 102's air leak. We're still working on the fire territory stuff. In fact, I think Thursday night there's another meeting. He's still waiting on on results from Indianapolis when we took the candidate down, the new individual who may be joining us, and then they finished the remodel of the tool room. They're also working on some Sierra Wireless things for the trucks. For Chip, Eagle Park, obviously you've seen dirt is being moved, and stormwater stuff is being put in. I know that they're working with Schenkel, who is the contractor, and Hunger, who's the skate park contractor, and trying to just get everything situated and ready to go. But anticipate stormwater in first, then start working on the pickleball courts, and then swing and skate park somewhere in there. So, working on the 205 crossing for the water line to get out to the County Dye property. And Westgate, the stormwater work started going in a couple weeks ago, and now they're starting to work their way down Buddale and Lawrence, I believe, for stormwater purposes. For Shota, South Chauncey Street is now done, and they're obviously working at Eagle Park now. That's the only thing he really included in his report. And for Mike Cook, restroom remodel is supposed to start sometime this week at his department. They did take delivery of one of the two new Enterprise vehicles, and then the new truck is in service and supposed to have all the equipment moved by the end of the week. Laboratory equipment was checked over and was in good shape, and then, I said this during Board of Works, but he received a quote for, quote, return sludge flow tube installation. I don't know what that means, but that's what he told me. So, besides that, as Sean mentioned, I am heading to DC with the Indiana Municipal Power Agency on Monday. I'll be gone through Wednesday, but that's our time where we go and speak with our congressmen and our senators just about the importance of, obviously our electric utility, trying to keep regulation at bay that's going to end up costing our utility rate customers more, trying to stop that piece of legislation, but also be able to talk about what's happening in the city and kind of pushing for the home rule, local government kind of thing, which I think is a positive thing. So Sean and I will be putting the full court press on our congressmen and senators next week. Of course, last Tuesday, we had the Eagle Park groundbreaking, which was great. Appreciate those of you that were able to be there. And a beautiful day. in a stream of rainy days, it was a beautiful day. So I really appreciate that. I also got to speak with Ministerial Association about some of the things happening in the city. Working on a couple of different economic development type projects, which I think is very positive. Friday, Kelly and I met with Ryan Getz, the county highway superintendent, as well as Commissioner Schuman, to talk about the different areas where we usually plow snow that's in the county, or they plow snow that's in the city, because we have these little segments that are in the city, but there's really no good turnaround spot, things like that. Lincoln Way is one of them. 100 South is another one. 150, yeah, 150 East is another one. Things like that. So kind of a give and take. I think everything ended up being good with that, and we'll get a good kind of give and take partnership, if you will, with the county on that. Let's see, what else? Tomorrow is Administrative Professionals Day, so appreciate Ashley and all that she does to keep my life sane here at the office and kind of keep us in line, which is great. Appreciate her and all the administrative assistants that work within our city government. I think the US 30 thing, we met on Friday, the US 30 Coalition Group, and a lot of conversation about some of the maps and some of the challenges that were kind of presented in the level 2 assessment. We're going to be talking with Nathan Doger, and I are going to be talking with the PELP team, if you will, to kind of talk through some of those issues and share some of those concerns and all that kind of good stuff. So we have that scheduled for Thursday. And besides that, I think that's I think that's about it. Like I said, I will be gone Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for DC. So, Dan.
All right, nothing.
Jennifer.
Tree board met last Tuesday. We have a pretty robust list of things to try to accomplish this year. Bids are being evaluated, that sort of thing. There was a constituent question about a tree on North Oak Street.
Okay.
That's been looked at and is probably getting put into next year's plan.
Inventory.
Yeah,
Okay.
of things to cut down and hopefully replace.
Gotcha.
Tree boards will be at the first Friday of the year.
Okay.
And we'll have a booth where people can come and sign up to volunteer to plant trees
Cool.
and get hugged by a tree.
Okay. Well, that's a teaser. Okay.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
exciting.
Uh-huh.
Tree hugging is going to happen, so.
Uh-huh.
That is what I have.
Good. You mentioned, I also forgot to mention, Housing Authority closed on their house at the corner of Whitley and Van Buren. So thankfully, that was a project that was extended because there was lots of things we found at the acquisition of that house and then kind of along the way with the inspections and all that stuff. So, but again,
Fantastic to see a
yes.
part of the crown fixed.
Yes, yes. I think, you know, the nice thing is that, you know, you can tell it's a house that's had a lot of history and has had a lot of iterations of itself. And the fact that it's back to a single-family residential that has many bedrooms, multiple bathrooms, and, you know, I know the family's really excited about the new opportunity for them. So, so yeah, appreciate everybody, all the Housing Authority that was a part of that, and good stuff happening there. So, yeah. Ken,
I have nothing.
Jenny,
I have nothing.
Leslie. Uh-oh.
Well, we have
We had an ordinance
meeting.
committee
Oh, yeah, no,
meeting
it's
today.
okay.
not there.
So yeah, that
Okay.
I had a previous meeting.
Okay.
So we did review 5 different ordinances.
Okay.
Marcia is working on changes to 4 of those. We'll bring it back to the committee for us to review before we bring it to council.
Okay.
So things are in the works. We'll have some ordinance changes that will be coming up.
Okay.
Okay?
Very good.
And then the sewer board met, we met last Tuesday evening. They have 2 completed lines out of 139. But they're seeing more applications come through for the phase 1 project. So they feel confident that it's on a good path at this point in time. So the only other thing that I have is Mission 25 has their groundbreaking.
Yes.
Next Monday
Yes.
at 10, and then they have the ribbon cutting for the 1 year of the engagement, for the,
Recovery Engagement Center.
Yep.
Mhm. Yep, which
Yeah,
actually
well-
we are funding through our opioid funds.
So-
So, yeah,
yeah.
I appreciate that, yes. I will be able to be at the groundbreaking for their center, but obviously I'm shooting to Indianapolis after that to get on my plane. So, so yes, and Dan, I know you're gonna kind of stick in for me on that, on the Recovery Engagement Center piece. So, Jennifer?
I would be remiss to not point out that Friday is Arbor Day.
Yes.
And the tree board, that's a part of Tree City USA for,
Yes.
I think, 30 years.
30 years,
now.
absolutely.
We'll be planting some trees at the elementary schools.
Okay.
This is the first year that they'll be doing something at Little Turtle.
Okay.
Because Little Turtle is now part of Columbia City.
It is, that is true.
So,
Very cool. Well, thank you for sharing that. Well, we have no press, and we have no audience, so we will call that meeting adjourned. Thank you.